Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's Frank, American Eagle Rises. How you guys doing for Monday? I'm just getting around doing a video. Crazy day. Too damn busy. I don't know where to begin. I just got done showering because I was in the garage. I was doing work outside in the garage. After a long day at work, although I was here, just got a delivery from Home Depot, and we finally got sump pump. Yeah, we got the sump pump, 3/4 horse. It looks like about the same. I don't know. It's cast iron with stainless steel housing, so we're getting a little bit of an upgrade. Let's hope it works. It should, right? I mean, it won't be flipping the switch like that one. I don't know, something internal. Maybe that damn switch that died, but yeah, it's like short the ground because it keeps tripping the GFCI interrupts. So, guys, let's see, what is today? The 18th? The 18th? Yeah, 18th. Yeah, no, guys, I don't want to get too much into it. It'll be a quick video. It looks like the Alaska thing was a hit. Looks like Mr. Z is coming to the White House, supposedly. And I hope he doesn't show up in just like, in a wife beater like he did last time. Wear a suit, dude. I mean, come on, like, at least, have a sport coat, or, I might wear blue jeans, but I got a nice pair of blue jeans, and then I wear a nice, button-down shirt, and then, it's I call it a sports blazer, right? So, I just don't like wearing a tie. That would be acceptable. I mean, then again, it's Donald Trump, and it's the President of the United States. Yeah, I don't know. I think I look better in that, but I do have 2 suits. And, come on, it's Donald Trump, man. It's Donald Trump. Come on. A little bit. Come on, don't you respect me? Yeah, Frankie boy. That sounded more Italian. Yeah, Italia. Yeah, in Italy it's called Italia, so I told ya. I tell ya. And Prego is welcome. It's also spaghetti. So anyway, guys, yeah. Nothing major in the markets. Stock markets, that is. Wall Street. Texas tea. Yeah, I don't know why I put it. I'm a goofball. I like being a goofball, okay? I own it. I love it. Because if I can't be a goofball, I would just be like some flounder crying. Something like that. I'm Gen X too, so we got brutalized every day. So, like the people that get razzed today, we're just like, wow, man, you guys are getting off easy. So the DXY relative strength did go up a little bit today. Not a lot. It's above 98. It's still in like a quote-unquote bull pattern, but the variation's pretty big. But the 10-year Treasury kind of went, it was a little up earlier. It looked like it kind of came down a little bit. It's still in a decent range. It's at, 4.34? So that's actually relatively pretty low. So, but the stock market, SPY, barely unchanged. Gold and silver made up, but anyway, whatever they're telling you, it's just not happening. So it's like, hey, this is going to happen. And it's like, dude, this is like the 5th time. So every time I hear it now, I'm like, oh, that's not going to happen, because he keeps saying it. It's just, it's like the inverse Kramer thing. But it kind of staged a little rally. So it was down big, and all that, it gained a little bit more than half of that loss back. So it's still trading over it's at 116 right now. It's right on the 50-day moving average. It seems like it just, yeah, freaking computers, I think now. Yeah, so sorry, are you Bitcoin bros? Hey, I buy Bitcoin. I buy the other ones too. But it looks like there's some rigging. I'll call it rigging. I don't know what you guys want to call it. It's artificial flavors added. Hey, no red 5 die. No red 5 die. Hey, JFK Jr. or RFK Jr. What the hell, man? Hurry up. Get rid of this crap in the food. So, other things. Real quick here before I get into maybe a little tirade here. I think it's important, even though it's not 100% news. What is this? 8 car brands and Sears trouble. Yeah, okay. Oh, yeah, I did see, looks, and I might have talked about this in a previous video, but it looks like Trump has pared back some of the cafe, and in particular, there was these cafe penalties. So if your vehicle or whatever was over it, you would pay, and these penalties were substantial. So the last couple of years, especially like at General Motors, there was this big push, right? So, well, guess what? Donald Trump, President Donald Trump. Sorry, I need to be more respectful of his position. Can you call Mara Barra again, please? Like, can you let her know to get on the program? I mean, our T1 truck platform is keeping the lights on, and the big SUVs we make a ton of killing on. Like, why? Tell her just to make those, and we don't need to make anything else. You know, maybe a couple here and there, smaller cars here, but you gotta kill this EV thing, and we'll get into that, because that was what wasn't the EV in particular that was pissing me off at work. It just happened to be that, so... outside of that, my boy, Big Ben. Can I call you Big Ben? You're Big Ben, all right? Because you're big time. You come in here all the time. You're fantastic. I don't even know how to say it. Okay, so take that, Ben. Big Ben will keep us straight here. He'll have some good words of knowledge. He'll probably have some good news, and maybe I'll bring it up tomorrow. But yeah. So let's look forward to the White House, Mr. Z. You know, hopefully he doesn't disrespect. If he does, he's so gone. And I want like Trump to grab him and like toss him out like a wrestling match. Oh, that's right. The game Triple H. You know, I think he was at the White House one time. He should be as one of his bodyguards. I love Triple H, and I love Hulk Hogan, but then he was gone, retired, and then Triple H finally came, and I was like, oh, I don't know why I like this guy. He's just big, he's brutal, you know, he wasn't like super nice like Hulk Hogan, but he was a bad. I think that's what it was. You know, he was part of that DX crowd, and that's it. Oh, God, that was some pretty good wrestling. Hang on, guys, I gotta get some water here. Yeah, oh, yeah, that's right. We'll get into some of the other stuff. I'm kind of done with the news here. Yeah, the Camaro. So, we think we got as much of the steering, power steering fluid out of her. Tighten the lines down, filled it back up. So the strategy here is drive it around for a while. Obviously, we got to do that anyway to get the air pockets out. You just let it run. You can just let the cap. So I'll probably first run it for a while, but run it for like a week or so. I call it the turkey baster method. I literally have a turkey baster. I think I got it from the dollar store. And I just siphon some of it out, put new fluid in. Maybe do that a handful of times, you know, especially if the first time. But the reservoir and the lines going into the rack they're totally clean. It's coming out clean. What I can't really get out a lot is from the rack itself, and I'm not sure how much fluid is in there. And whatever dirt is in there probably is going to stay in there. So this is just kind of trying to get some of it. So it's just whatever. We're just trying. The fluid's been in there for 25 years. So you kind of need to get it out every once in a while, right? Good news too. Amazon delivered finally. So I got the 2 gaskets. It's kind of weird. It's not 1 gasket. It's like 2. It's like 1 gasket, but 2 for the 2 ports, right? The water pump goes in there, and there's a total of 4, 2 in, 2 out. Because it's got 2 heads. V8, right? Hang on. V, right? You got a head on the top of this one and this one, right? So, the water pump's in the middle. Basically, on my car, at least an LS1, which is a Corvette engine. But those gaskets come in, so I'm green lighting, taking the water pump off. I think the gaskets were like $3 something a pop, so yeah, we'll spend the extra money, spend the extra time, take the water pump off, so then we'll have an unrestricted access to that broken bolt, and then we can get nice, right? I can be right on top of it. I can get some nice centering, because the diameter is so small. So I gotta use, I don't know the number. The drill is so damn small. I might have to use my Dremel on it. I don't know. But it does have an extractor. That's another thing too. Shit! I forgot to do that. I should have went online. I have these screw extractors, right? But it's like in a square, so it's almost like you put it in a old school like a tap and die, like the actual like mechanical handle, and you turn. That's what it looks like it's for. And I do have one of those. I do have a tap and die set actually somewhere. In my big toolbox. I just don't use it that often. But I've seen ones where it's the same thing, and instead of that, it actually has a hex on the end. So you can put a socket, and you can use a... Why didn't this one have it? Right? No. I mean, these ones were like, I don't know. They were from Harbor Freight. So I don't know. I'm wondering maybe I should go to Harbor Freight online and see if they have it. Because if it do, that means then at least I can use a nice ratchet, probably. Yeah, it's so damn small. I'll probably just use a ratchet on it. If I use a tool, I might just put, it's meant so that the threads are, right there. They're left-hand threads, right? So you turn the thing counterclockwise, but it digs into, actually, oh wait, hang on. Yeah, like that. No, wait. No, like it's the opposite. So if it goes in left, that means the reactionary load is to the right. Anyway, but you go left to. It's funny. You actually turn left, right, to undo a bolt, but it tightens into the bolt, and then the bolt comes out because you're turning it to the left. Yeah, I know. It's opposite. Whatever the Newton law thing, right? For every action, there's a reaction. Yeah, so, but I might have to do the sump pump because I have to check the forecast. Yeah, I know, guys, I got projects, right, and I got to time these here, so that might trump my Camaro working. Yeah, so, God, I'm 14 minutes. So anyway, work was a piece of shit, sorry. I was in this meeting, and part of my job, right, is we do a certain strategy, and, there's other teams, they have to make certain decisions, and they have to lock down their designs, because they actually go ahead and they cut tooling steel, and that gap's like a year, right? So if we don't get our attachments in time, and we need to add it later, it's a substantial add, like it's a lot of money to GM. All right, this is like, it's just, so we got put the ringer, like, I don't know, like over 10 years ago. And our team came up with like, all right, this is what we need, right? Because there was nothing. It was like the wild, wild west. And it was just like, what's a DeFEMA? What's a, like all these things that are engineering terms. And you're just like, oh my God, there's nothing here, really. Like you know, DRE signing off their own validation and they didn't do any validation. You know, Amway, or what was it? Was it Amway? Or, no, what was that? Damn it, it's in 2000. Shit. I can't remember it. Was it Amway? I don't know why I'm thinking Amway, but it's probably Amway, but, you know, one of those. Enron! That's it, Enron! Jesus Christ. Actually, you know, which one? I don't know. Sorry, sorry everyone about that. So, yeah, if you're watching this, that means you're a diehard person anyway, and you're probably already laughing your ass off. So, there you go. Yeah, but anyway, that's to say that, so we came up with this strategy saying, all right, we have this finite elemental analysis. You know, we do it at this period of time. So we lock in our attachments, and we're like, all right, that means we'll at least be able to meet our requirements. So then when we tell that team to go, right, we're like, hey, we won't need any attachments. And then we optimize. So then we do that so that, because our team still has a significant development time left. So we go in there and we try to make it where, all right, we're still meeting requirements, but we're over requirements significantly. It looks like instead of having 4 attachments, we can have 3. Or, hey, there's too much material over here. That material is really not doing anything. It's just dead space, right? So we optimize later, right? And then we say, hey, by the way, we said we needed 3. We only need 2. So then, because a lot of the studs, they're just drawn arcs, right? So a little robot puts that thing down, boop, and then welds it, right? So you can just plop it out, right? And you don't need that program to put it in there. Or you can keep it in the vehicle, and then something else later can use it, right? Well, guess what? This one program, they want it, you know, because we were told, hey, you know, so now we're told, oh, no, throw that shit to the wind. Literally. And no, they're like, okay, no, every attachment has to prove itself. And I'm like, so I'm going to meet with my boss tomorrow, because this is what as an engineer, I'm not supposed to prove that it doesn't work. As an engineer, I prove, right, my concept works. I don't go, oh, no, it works, and you need this and this and this. So that's how they, and again, this just happens to be an EV program. And I heard the word, not necessarily for the program. Again, guys, just don't, you know, I hope I don't get in trouble, but I heard the word survival, and I'm like, oh, I know exactly what the hell this guy means, but anyway, that's just to say, like, what they want to do is go, okay, you know, it has 2, like, little push clips, right, and 1 attachment. I'm like, dude, this thing weighs over a pound. I'm like, there's an NVH requirement, and this isn't going to pass that. It's going to buzz, squeak, and rattle. Oh, that's, you know, oh, we don't know that, but, you know, if the analysis show that, and I'm like, yeah, but you're not going to, I'm like, number one, the analysis that you're going to do right now isn't the analysis, right? There's a requirement, and there's we'll call that test procedure, but it's a certain program that uses CAD, you know, computer-aided drafting, right? Or engineering, too. And it has to be meshed a certain way. We have a separate team over in India that specializes. These guys are really good, by the way. But there's a lot of time where they have to take the modeling, whatever the 3D part that you have, and they call it meshing, right? So I don't know if any of you guys have ever done any engineering or any engineering schools, but think about it like pixelated, right? So you have your part, and it's pixelated. So it's very important that you pick a certain size, right? You don't want it too big, or too damn small. If they're too damn small, you'll get a better result, but it'll just take too damn long, right? It just takes, the computer just takes longer to do it, right? And if it's too big, then you're not going to have consistent data, right? So you're not going to have reliable data. That's right. You might have an answer. Your answer may be right within a range. Don't talk to me about reliability and confidence levels, but I know a lot about damn statistics. And it sounds weird, right? We're 90%. We're 90% confident that we have 95% reliability. Shit like that. I know what that means, okay? But it sounds weird, but because it gets back into measurement systems and right, nothing is actually perfect, right? And then it depends on what, right? You have to define how good, what good is and how close, right? I wanted this and I have to be within this range, right? That's why right? So you're measuring something and then it has to vary within that. But anyway, now I'm going to get into gauge R&R studies. Yeah, I know all this stuff, right? Like I said, I can get all book geeky and shit. But like I said, it's like I understand and know why this stuff happens. People just blurt this shit. And it's like, dude, you don't even know what you're talking about. You're just blurting these words. And you don't even know what it means, right? There's a damn equation. You don't even know what the goddamn... But that's just getting back to the point, right? So I'm trying to tell the guy, I'm like, dude, that's like... By the time I tell you we have a problem, it's going to be like 3 years from now. And then you're going to spend... you're going to spend multiple million. We have like 10 brackets, it looks like, which is... We normally have like 40 brackets on a program. So we thrifted the hell out of this thing. And they're still, it's like they just know they got to get rid of every damn bolt. Every bolt, I'm telling you guys, they're looking at our competitors. And supposedly our competitors don't use attachments. And I'm like, so if you see people jumping off, the Golden Gate Bridge, we're just going to jump right off and go, bunch of fucking... I'm sorry, guys, I said it wasn't going to take too long, right? But anyway, getting back. So, that's how they're going to run this play. And I'm like, wait a minute, guys. I'm like, you guys say that, but you're not the one that's got to pay for that, right? Like, this is, we're willing to take this. I'm like, what are you talking about? And I get, my job, the reason why I'm there and how I get measured is that I meet the requirement before handing it off. They're telling me, don't meet the requirement right now, all the way to when I hand it off. But even then, right, I'm like, so when we come back later and we have to add it, it's like, they're just, oh, yeah. Like, yeah, but I know what happens. The DRE is going to get all reamed up, right? And then I'm going to get reamed up, right? So, yeah, I pushed back. I'm the only one in this meeting. And, that was a whole nother thing. I couldn't believe that. All these engineers, and they know damn well better. And, man, I wasn't even brutal with them this time. I just went, hey, man, this is the process. We don't over-design these things in this stage, right? I was put in here to go significantly farther into the development process. So when my other team that actually takes it and actually physically makes the part, they actually have not only something that meets requirements, but it's almost already thrifted out, right? They barely, I don't want to say they don't have any work, right? But there's still work that needs to be done, but the heavy lifting is done, right? There might be one or two things they need to satisfy, right? No. So I'm like, dude, it took us 13 years to come full circle. And, he throws out this one guy's name. And this guy, actually, it's funny because I got a beef with this guy. I don't know. He's like some super duper chief. And this guy is like, he's a little bully. He's like a little spoiled brat. And it sounds like, literally, it's like the guy's just, this big boss guy's like, oh yeah, this guy, whatever. we'll call him Bingo. Was his name-o. And I'm just like, because of that guy says that, that's what this other guy, Ralph. And I'm like, that really? That's all you didn't even push back. You're just like, oh yeah, sure, dude. Yeah. Not only are they not engineers, does anyone have a spine left, for crying out loud? I mean, I know a lot of people in my work, they're just like, they just trying to... I work every day as if they're going to can me today. Because that's how it happened in 2009. We've been stacking cash ever since. And we're just keeping stacking cash until they boot me out one way or the other. And I tell everyone, I'll tell you guys here too. I think I'll apologize if I told you guys this before, but if they get rid of me, I'd rather do the right thing and they get rid of me. And then when they're getting rid of me, I will make it a point. I'm like, hey, I did my job not only to the best ability and did the right thing. You're just getting rid of me because I'm voicing that, right? I'm trying to hold something accountable. Like, I mean, these words, that's a whole other thing. At work, it's words, but no action, right? Oh, hey, we need to speak up when things, oh, yeah. And then when it's time to speak up, who speaks up? Me. Right? Because I'm sick and tired of this shit. And I know, and it's so funny. Every time I push back, it's like I get people coming out of the woodworks. I don't even know these people. And they're like, attaboy, attaboy, attaboy. And one day I'm going to say, like, dude, I need backup. Like, this company ain't going to survive this bullshit. And all the strong leadership, they either were sent packing or they left on their own accord. So you got people like me right at the bottom. We're just like, yeah, man. I'm that one damn centurion that's still in Rome for some goddamn reason. Now I'm just in front of the Senate, man. It's on fire and shit, and women are getting raped and pillaged, and, it's like me, like 3 other guys, and we're, and they're, because a whole bunch of guys left, right, and they're looking to me, and I just draw my sword out, here comes the fucking horde, I tell the guys, like, yeah, man, we're already dead. Let's just decide on how we go, right? And fuck that shit, man. That's how I live my life. Yeah, I know. It's not for everyone. Why was I an engineer, right? Maybe I was supposed to die there along with my dad on the cold, icy steppes of Korea. Anyway. Damn, dude, that took another 6 minutes to get through that shit. Sorry, guys, I gotta get this out one way or the other. Sorry, this is becoming a partial therapy session. And then I got into Raymond's thoughts and mine for a little bit. I mean, I get in there, and it's like, I don't even know what the hell's going on. And, like, I'm trying to get a message through to Raymond, and I'm like, Raymond, what? Why do you give a shit about... I know. I sometimes struggle with it too, but... I'm like, dude, it's like, it doesn't matter. Like, whatever they say, you can do it, and it won't matter, right? Like, they're trying to convince him he needs glass, and I'm like, why? Like, you need glass... Like, the only way... And it won't even work anyway, right? Like, you have to get rid of the glasses, and even then. But if you, like, I need we're Sam's Club, damn it. I need my glasses, right? But he needs glasses. And it's like, oh, I'll get glasses. I'm like, dude, you already got glasses. I know it might hurt his nose and stuff, but that's why I don't like the little padded ones. But I'm just like, dude, don't let these people, I don't want to say bully, right? But I don't know. I know I'm a misfit, and I don't know. I know who I am, and I can't not be who I am, right? And if that's just, no one wants that, well, then that's fine. Like, I don't give a shit, right? The world the world doesn't give a shit about me. Well, guess what? I don't give a shit about the world. Although I probably do, right? I probably do care too much, and I don't get enough. I don't get any reciprocation back. But but these people. I mean, it wasn't just the glasses. It was just the shit they were saying, and I'm just like, what the fuck? And then like Raymond left for a little bit, and I'm just like, you asshats. I mean, his community is not. It's not for these dumb trolls to say all this stuff. Like, I don't get human beings. What? I mean, if you don't like them, then what are you on the show for? Like, why are you watching the show? And then why do you have to say things that aren't even constructive? I mean, is that where we are now with society? It's like, you gotta make fun of everything, even if it's like perfect or not. Like, what's that saying? If you don't have anything nice to say, just don't say anything. Like, I mean, in that instance, I agree with it, right? But that's my point. Like, it just. So that's why I'm like, just, whatever, man. It's almost like, it's like, you want glasses, then go get the glasses, right? If you need them and you need a new pair, well, then buy what, but just buy what you want. I don't know. Maybe that's just the crazy ass. I don't know. It's almost funny. I almost wonder what the definition of a Gen X person is, because, frankly, where are you, Gen X? Like, come on. Like, did you conform? Did you bend the knee? Right? Because if you did, guess what? You're not Gen X. Get out of my generation, right? Right? We didn't have shit handed to us. Hell, man, we handed it. Alright, guys, I'm just going to keep venting. It's after 9 o'clock. Shit, it's after 9 o'clock. 32 minutes. That's a whole other thing. I'm trying not to say sorry. So when I hear Raymond say that, I'm like, don't say sorry. Because only say sorry when you mess up. Period. Like, if you bet, right, if someone doesn't like it or someone's not offended, don't even say apology. Be like, well, yeah, again, I'm going to go back to Gen X, okay? And you Gen X people can either revisit what used to be and stick to your principles, or you can join. I know, Mr. Homefront, I know this is not you, but a lot of your generation boomers are conformists at best. I know a lot of the ones that fought in Vietnam, there was a lot of good ones that aren't with us anymore, that they definitely weren't conformists. But you know what I mean. Anyway, we used to say, oh, sucks to be you. That's Gen X attitude, man. It's like, okay, so what? Your feelings, that's your responsibility. Why am I responsible for your feelings, right? Are you responsible for my feelings? Oh, no? Oh, funny how that is. Anyway, like the video, subscribe if you have. If you made it this far, comment. It's 33 minutes. 33. Put 33. I want to see how many 33s. I bet you there'll be at least 2. Alright, guys. Let's find that stop button. I can keep going on, but if I keep going, I probably won't be able to sleep. We got fasting tomorrow and Wednesday. So we're going to eat dinner on Wednesday. We'll see. There's a possibility I might take it and eat like a breakfast on Thursday. I don't know. We'll see. I've been able to do 2 days. I wasn't massively hungry today, but I did have some popcorn before. I was figuring, we'll get through it. Anyway, now it's 34, but just put 33. At least I know. Okay, all right, guys. See ya. Bye.